Hey everyone. If you recall, we talked about Daniel during our Life Hacks broadcast of Camp KTV. And for the next few lessons, I wanted to continue that discussion of how we can be a Christ follower in today's culture. If you recall, the Israelites were taken into captivity by the Babylonians, and that took place in about 598 BC. And the situation that Daniel and his friends found themselves in was pretty bleak. Yet Daniel never despaired or gave up. In fact, over time, as he served, his character and conduct began to stand out to all around him because he was both respectful and resolute. Daniel didn't conform to the demands of the kings that he served or the customs of the Babylonians, but he also didn't act self-righteous either. His journey wasn't always easy, but he didn't waver in his faith or dedication to God. And all this kind of reminds me of a segment I used to watch as a kid on Sesame Street. Perhaps you saw it too. It was entitled, "One of These Things is Not Like the Other." So let's play a version of that right now and see if you can spot the things that are not like the others. One of the disciplines that Daniel and his friends maintained was remembering that they were in this world but not of this world. Well, what does that mean, right? Let's look at John 17 verses 14 through 19 to help us clarify what that means. "I have given them your word, and the world has hated them because they are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evil one. They are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. Sanctify them in the truth. Your word is truth. As you sent me into the world, so I've sent them into the world, and for their sake I consecrate myself, that they also may be sanctified in truth." To be of the world means to be all about the things that our culture tends to value. Things like greed or in-your-face sexuality or coarse joking or language, and any other self-satisfying actions would fall into that category. To be of the world would mean that we place value and priority on those things rather than seeking to love God, love others, and live a life that is in accordance with His will for us. Now, a lot of times when we've heard this phrase of "in the world but not of the world," it comes across as, well, we're unfortunately in this world, so let's just not become like it. And there is some truth to that. But when we look at that verse, when we look at those verses in chapter 17 of John, at what Jesus says here, it goes much deeper than that. Because we see that as much as Christ wants us to remember that we are not of this world, He wants us also to remember that we've been sent into this world. In fact, Jesus specifically states that He's not asking God to take us to heaven immediately, as if there were some express elevator to paradise. Although, man, wouldn't that be nice? But instead, Jesus states that we have been sent into the world just as he was sent. Now, what could possibly be the reason for that? I think you know the reason just as I do. And as great as it would be to commit your life to God and then immediately be taken to the pearly gates, it would not serve those that we left behind very well, would it? No, our goal should be to share this amazingly good news with those around us. You see, Jesus is not huddling up the team for another round of kumbaya, sheltered from the things that are around us. But he's huddling us up so that we can run the next play and advance the ball down the field. Jesus' true followers have not only been crucified to the world, but they've been raised to new life and sent back in to free others. We've been rescued from the darkness and given the light, not merely to flee the darkness, but to guide our steps as we go back in to rescue other people too. You know, we all feel the struggle between standing firm in our faith while loving others and standing firm in our faith while making tough decisions. It can be difficult to navigate when deciding what I should watch, or who should I vote for, or when's a good time to bring up Jesus to my friends. We have to ask ourselves what best communicates to others the difference that Jesus has made in our lives, while also not forgetting that there are benefits for living his way. But we are a part of this world right now to demonstrate the love of God and the impact that love can make. And by doing so, it displays his power in our weakness, and it demonstrates just how amazing he really is. So as we continue to look at this in the next few weeks, I want to ask you to pray specifically for this. Ask the Lord to continue to sanctify your heart, to solidify your faith, and to send your feet to those in need of him. Until next time, remember that you are his, you're loved, and what you do matters.